You forget almost 2 days. I wanna swear Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, you know. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You forget almost 2 days. I wanna swear Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, you know.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you who are tuned in on www.gmtradio.com or 90.3 GMT if you are on the TuneIn app, or if you are tuning in with us on our Facebook Live, YouTube, whatever the case may be, whatever resources that you are using to tune in. We definitely appreciate y'all. Guess what? It is Wednesday, and it's Women's Worth Wednesday, but we got some amazing guests today. So shout out to Marva Brown Thomas, who has introduced me to some amazing guests today. So what's up, y'all? What y'all been doing? What has been going on? I know it's been a minute since we've been in the studio, but we've been out in the streets, in these H-Town streets, and doing so many other things that's taking place right now. So I appreciate each and every one of you who has been rocking with me. If you are tuned in and you've been listening to all the radio shows, if you have tuned in on my YouTube channel, March last month, we had Women's History Month, and we had some really deep conversations last month. We had some conversations with some awesome women, some topics that people are still talking about. And if you know, I love to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to things that happen each and every day. You know what I mean? Things that happen each and every day. And we are so excited. So if this is your first time tuning in to the Morning Tea Radio Show, we are here each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuned in to 70,000 listeners that tuned in to us each and every month. But if you are a business owner, organization leader, entertainer, and you want to showcase your business, we definitely know how to do that. So reach out to myself. You can reach me. I am Mika Diamond on all of your social media platforms, or you can also reach me under Visible Evidence or Mika Diamond Inc. And I'll make sure that I get in contact with you in regard to showcasing your business, your event, or your organization. Not only do we showcase business, events, organizations, entertainers, we also have morning tea topics, and our morning tea topics are things that happen each and every day. I always like to say they're adults conversations, things that people don't like to talk about, but we love to address the elephant in the room. We created a safe space for people to be exactly who they are, and not have to wear a face, remove the mask, and ask specific questions. And sometimes our perspectives change based on the conversation, based on the dialogue. And so we love to have our morning tea topics. But we're excited about today. So let me tell y'all what's been going on in my life. So last weekend, I celebrated my 45th birthday, and I had some surprises that took place on last weekend. So shout out to everybody who rocked with me, who showed love on last weekend. It's been so many comments. I got blocked where I couldn't even showcase love to say thank you because I was responding to each and every one of you. But I appreciate you. You know, being another year, God giving you another year of life is such a blessing. And so I had an awesome time just being able to just reflect on what took place within the last year. Last week, I was able to be on Amazing 102.5 with the host, Amanda Sapp. And we talked about Angels Surviving Cancer, which is an organization that I am a part of, where we help, we educate, we empower, we help motivate those who are battling breast cancer. We also have an event coming up, the 10th annual Angel Surviving Cancer Prayer Breakfast fundraiser, where we award seniors with $1,000 scholarships in order to help them if their mother has succumbed breast cancer within the last year, just to be able to move forward and go on to college and be able to assist them with doing that. So it was great talking to her about my family's unique situation, life transition that took place in the year of 2023. But we are grateful. We are grateful that we are on the side of it at this time, and being able to showcase and talk about it. You know, one thing that I always say, when you go through things, you are a living testimony. You're supposed to share these things, right? You're supposed to talk about them and show the goodness of God. And so we are excited to be able to do that. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you can go to angelsurvivingcancer.org. Make sure that you grab a seat. I was told on yesterday that we have sold 380 seats, and that's just from March the 25th when they went on sale. So just imagine the event is in June, but we're already almost to capacity when it comes to selling tickets. So if you are a business owner and you want to showcase your business, we have ads. We have a book that's going to be able to be given out in the hands of 300, 400 people actually. And so if you want to put an ad in the book, if you also also want to be a vendor, we have vendor tables that are available. Also, if you want to do in-kind sponsorships, we have that also. Just go to the website and you'll be able to see everything. So let's get into some tea gossip. If you aren't familiar with the tea gossip segment of the show, we talk about things that's happening in the entertainment industry. We talk about things that's happening in the entertainment industry. We talk about things that's happening in the world. If my mom has sent me an inbox or a message to let me know what's happening, we definitely talk about those things. And it's been some stuff going on. It's been some stuff going on. So a Georgia man was sentenced with 50 years after putting antifreeze in his daughter's breast milk to avoid child support. Like, really? Is it that serious? 50 years because he put antifreeze in his daughter's in her breast milk. So a Fulton County court convicted a man who slipped antifreeze into his newborn daughter's milk nearly 4 years ago to avoid paying child support. So the police department announced April the 11th that they announced Chris Jack guilty of all counts, first-degree cruelty to children and criminal attempt to commit murder. So what I have heard and what I've read is that the baby got really sick. The baby is alive and well. Thank God for that. But he did that to avoid child support. Like, how cruel is that? How cruel is that? This is the world that we are currently living in. This is the world that we're currently living in. So not only that, we got some Houston news. Now, this is crazy. And for those of you who live in Klein ISD school district, I hope that you are moving forward with what needs to be done when it comes to the school district. But in 2020, an Harris County teacher accused of orchestrating prostitution ring with her son. So Kadria Grisby of Harris County, Texas teacher, is facing charges of child trafficking and compelling prostitution of juvenile for her alleged involvement in a prostitution ring. So apparently this was a school teacher that was in Klein ISD. I'm not going to state the school. Go look it up. You can Google it and get all the details. But apparently her and her son, who was actually on the campus, were sex trafficking. And as a teacher, she was trying to get some of her students to join in. She was recruiting some of her students, and her son was actually setting the students up. So now, after the story has been released, of course, now you got more young girls that are coming forward and saying, yeah, she was trying to recruit me to be able to be sex trafficked. So this is the world that we are living in. Houston, Texas. If, one of the things that I always say is we got to hold people accountable for the things that they do, right? I hope and pray that these young girls, and if those who were involved in this, if they would get some type of help, because apparently, you trust your teachers, you trust those who you allow your children to be in front of, to be with for 6-8 hours of a day. And so sometimes as parents, as mentors, as leaders within the community, we got to have these conversations with young girls and young boys, right? You got to be open, honest, and transparent and have conversations with them in order to gather knowledge such as what took place, because who would have ever known that this was even taking place if someone wouldn't have said anything? And apparently someone had said something to the school district months and months ago, but it was ignored. It was swept underneath the rug. And so there was no communication about it, right? But now that it has come forward, now you have more young adults that are coming forward, and they are saying that they were involved or they were either trying to be recruited to be within this sex ring. So that is the tea gossip that I have for today. So I'm excited about my guests. We're going to get into a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to these amazing guests who are part of Rise Queen. This is the 4th year for Rise Queen, and I'm excited. I'm a little sad because I'm unable to attend this year, and I haven't missed one, but we're going to talk to them when we get back. So you guys make sure that you keep it locked, www.gmtradio.com or 90.3 GMT on the app. We'll be right back with our guests for today.
Good morning. Welcome to Manifest Mondays with Roy Dillard. Good morning. Welcome to Manifest Mondays with Roy Dillard. Dillard.
All right, we are back live in the studio at gmtradio.com or 90.3 GMT on the app, as well as YouTube and so many other social media platforms. But I'm excited for today, and I'm excited because if you've known me, you know that I have been a part of Rise Queen, a conference and event that takes place in Bartersville, Oklahoma. And again, shout out to Marva Brown Thomas, who is the founder not only of Rise Queen, but also Black Link Magazine, who is doing phenomenal things, who's doing awesome. And she definitely has a conference and event where she is pouring into not only women, but also men, right? We had conversations on last year where there were men speakers and they poured into us as women and other men that was in the building, as well as myself being a keynote speaker the first year and then a host the second year. I believe, I can't remember what all I've done, but however, it's an awesome event to attend. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you definitely need to do so because it's one that you don't want to miss. That's taking place on June the 22nd. So before we get into our guests, I'm going to share a little bit of information about them, but we're going to get all the tea once they get on. We're going to find out who they are, why you need to know them. If you don't know them, you need to get to know them, and then what inspired them and what they will talk about and what they will do at the Rise Queen Conference. So first, we got Jacqueline Bonner, who is on. She's a former Sunday's Best contestant, a powerful testimony through her music, and she is also a child of God. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome Miss Jackie. How are you?
Absolutely fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It is such a pleasure to have you. We thank you so much for joining us on this morning on the Morning Tea Radio Show. And we're going to talk all about your journey as a contestant, as well as Rise Queen as well. So we also having a phenomenal gentleman who is going to be joining us. He is a multi-platinum, 4 times Grammy nominated music super producer who has produced Fantasia, Maya, Pimp C, come on, Pimp C, Chrisette Michelle, Mike Jones, and many, many more. So we are going to welcome Mr. Davion D Bots to the stage on the Morning Tea Radio.
You off on the wrong foot, man.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. People are asking me for a link real quick. Do you have a way to send me a link for them to view? They're like hitting
So
me
what
up.
I will do is I'm getting ready. If they go on Mika Diamond Media YouTube page, they will be able to see it on YouTube. Also, let me go ahead and if they go on the Morning Tea Radio Show page on Facebook, they should be able to see it as well. I'm going to tag you in the post. Let me see. What is your Facebook name?
Davion Bots, Davion Botts.
Okay, let me see. Davion Botts.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I see you. I see you. I see. Okay. I just tagged your page as well, so they should be able to look at it on your page now. But in one of those places, also Marva should be able to. I put it on Marva's too. So we
Okay.
are excited to have you guys on this morning to talk to you about. So while we are sharing and while we are making sure that others are able to listen and see you as well, for those who are tuned in to gmtradio.com, we definitely appreciate you for rocking with us on this morning. But for those who do not know you, Miss Jackie, if you would open up and share a little bit about your journey, we would greatly appreciate it.
2012. Thank you so much. 2012, I went to Sunday Best. I started at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was Big TD Jakes, and it took me all day to get through. And so at 1 o'clock, the show, when they see me perform, that was a 1 o'clock show. So my voice had gotten tired, but I was still ready to go. But and so I was chosen out of over 24,000 that year.
Wow.
20 that will get it every year. So I was one of the 20. Although they said I didn't make it, but millions didn't make it.
Come on. I know that's right.
2012, I made it, and so it's been a journey for me. I've enjoyed so much from it. People still remember me from the show, and so now I do a lot of extra stuff. So I'm with James Fortune. I do his Fortune's Live Talent.
Okay.
I was with Mr. Charles Perry, the vocal coach. I'm one of the gladiators. And so, and then I have an EP that's came out February the 4th of last year that Mr. Davion Bott helped produce for me.
Okay.
And it's doing really, really well for me. It's entitled Take Control, but the song that Mr. Bott has on that says, I found all that I need in the Lord. So in my journey,
Yeah.
absolutely great. Had some hard trials, but nevertheless, I'm pressing on.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because I believe, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions in regards to the music industry because it has changed a lot. It's changed a lot in regards to how you can live, right? It was a different era back then and living in, and we're gonna get more into that conversation. But I'm so excited to have you, and thank God that you made it and people are able to listen to you and hear the goodness of God and your personal testimony as your journey with Sunday's Best as well. And then also we're going to talk about the collaboration with, of course, Mr. Botts. So Mr. Botts, I see you got some, I'm going to say PA, Port Arthur, people that you have worked with. He's one of the greats down here in the state of Texas. And
Yes,
so we're going to talk to you about that. But for those who don't know you, let's share a little bit about your journey and those that you have worked with, as well as the project that you have with Miss Jackie.
My journey. I started playing drums when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
My dad had a quartet group. Miss Jackie knows all about that. Dad quartet group, and I just took a liking to the drums, like I said, at 4. And I had my first gig with his group at 6 years old. And
Wow.
from there, I played drums. I got to play with Charles Tyrone and Kirk Franklin, and I was
Okay.
a drummer. But once
Okay.
I got to high school, I kind of started playing a little bit. My mom had bought me a little keyboard, and so I used to kind of tap on it, and you know what I mean? And then after I graduated high school, this pastor comes up to me and says, "Hey, you finna play for my church." And I was like, "I don't know how to play." He's like, "Yes, you do." And so Pastor Isaac Ford, I always give him his flowers because he's the one who just got me started. And I started from, and like a lot of producers, I started playing in the church. And so from there, I ended up just working at Guitar Center, and Guitar Center changed my life because I was able to meet Scarface and Shaquille O'Neal, and I ended up doing some stuff for Rap-A-Lot, signed a production with them, then signed a production deal with Swisher House, and
listen, you all up in Texas and Houston and all of that.
Yes, and so I worked my way around the Houston area. So from there, I was able to do a song with one of the Rockets dancers now, Natalie Alvarado, and that gave me the worldwide fame. I was able to get like 34 different charts, and we ended up getting up to Billboard number 13. And I signed a production deal with Universal Music Group, and everything just took off from there. I was able to work with Maya, Fantasia, LaToya Luckett, Pimp C, Bun B.
Yeah.
And there's not too many rappers, especially in the early 2000s in Houston, even Texas, that I didn't get to work with. I worked with Tom Tom, DSR, Slim Thug, of course, Mike Jones. And so just been blessed to do it for a long time.
Absolutely. And who would have known that when that pastor came to you at the age of 6, that starting playing the drums was really a seed that he was planting to you at that age that you didn't know that was going to expand into all of these different things. And that's important. Like when somebody trusts you and they put their seed and they want you to put your seed in the ground. Like in other words, he knew what you had in you at that age in order to begin your journey and your process. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, for you both, let's talk about the change in the industry now in comparison to when it was way back then, way back when you started as in doing drums that catapult you to producing and all of those different things. Because I think musicians and those who want to get in the entertainment industry and be a musician, they don't understand the underground work that had to be put in, like back in the day. They want this quick fix of YouTube and social media and want to be put on so fast, and they don't understand the groundwork that you guys had to put in order to get you to where you are. So whoever wants to go first, let's talk about that, because I think they get a misconception that one day you're gonna be famous the next day. You know what I mean? And I think they don't understand the process of how it used to be and compared to now and some of the things that they need to do. So let's talk about that.
Go ahead, Box. I think you can answer that better than I can. I think.
Well, you're right. The music game has changed. Like the way it started, you had to have a label and you had to have promo and rollout and all this. And now we're at a point in music to where you can record a song in your closet and it can be available to the world the next day.
Right.
So it has changed. And one thing that's definitely lacking, which I teach some of these younger producers, like you say, is it's a grind.
Sure.
It is a grind.
Yes.
Everybody sees these overnight success. And I was so glad when Victoria Monet won her Grammy this year.
Yes.
And the first thing she said, y'all, this has been a 15-year journey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I have to tell people. It's a journey. You have to embrace the journey. You can't get upset. You can't, not have patience. You have to be patient and have to have patience in this music game, because people think, like you say with YouTube, you just load up a beat and now you're famous. And now you're going to do this. And now you're going to go to tour. Now it don't happen like that. There's so much behind the scene. Artist development is lacking. So labels are putting artists in an 18-month deal to where they're getting your voice right, getting your speech right. And they getting, you know how to handle yourself in an interview. You go work out, they're not doing that anymore. They want you to be ready.
Right.
They look your Instagram and your social media now is your resume.
Yeah, for sure.
And
so it's based on likes, subscriptions, and it's based on your numbers more than it is your talent. For me, what I see is based on the numbers.
You're correct, because I tell all these artists, I'm like, you got all these followers, but are they your fans?
Right.
Because if it makes no sense if you got 50,000 followers and only 100 people buying your record.
Yes, absolutely.
So we have to, the conversion rate of turning followers into fans, which are who can buy your music, buy your merch, come to your concerts. Mm-hmm. It does no good. So we're in a day where the smoke and mirrors of the industry is what we're talking about. The YouTube, oh, they got 1 million views, but they paid for half of them.
Exactly.
Oh, they got 1 million streams. Oh, but they paid a payola for a playlist. And so the talent, it used to be said the business was 90% talent, 90% business, 10% talent. It's 97% business, 3% talent to me, right?
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree. I think it's what's happening. It's what's in the now rather than, like you said, the talent development. And I can remember, like, back in the day of, making sure that when you are representing, you're representing the label. So we want to make sure that when we put you out there in front of people, that you understand what you should say, how you should say it, what you should present, how a marketing team that's going to actually do the marketing for you and just not post something on social media to be able to do that. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because there are a lot of young people and a lot of artists who are putting out things, and they expect they're heartbroken and destroyed when it don't make it to the level of their expectation because of the small amount that they put in on it, right? They haven't done any. I can remember when, and speaking of Powwow and shout out to Big Tho, who just passed away, may he rest in peace. But those were underground people, but they were meeting you in the parking lot with tapes and cassettes and CDs and selling them for $5 and doing all the legwork in order to market themselves. And you don't really see that anymore. So I'm glad that you brought that up in conversation. So Miss Jackie, I want to talk about that you were chosen you were chosen to be on Sunday's Best. Let's talk about that, because for those who are inspiring by the fact that you have been on Sunday's Best and are afraid to take that leap, they're afraid to push their way through. You were, by the goodness of God, you were able to move forward in going to Sunday's Best. But let's talk about that journey as well, and how, when you made it, like your mental space, and how going through that process, and even now in the space that you're in, moving away from that, and how it catapults you. And if it didn't, what were some of the things that you had to face?
Well, and I just want to put this out there with the conversation that you just had
Mhm.
before thing about that. But and back in the day, and I'm my genre of music is gospel music.
Mhm.
You wanted to be able to be signed on. Now there's no sign on.
Right.
So no company is signing you and paying you a certain amount of money to make them look good or sound good or give them money. And so that right there is something different with the industry when it comes to gospel music, my
Yes.
genre.
Mhm.
But for Sunday Best, the platform was great. It opened up so many doors for me. But then again, here I got to sit and say it opened up doors, and sometimes it closed doors.
Amen. Yes.
Back when in 2012, when I went through, if you all can recall, and I don't want to say the name because I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Right.
TV station that aired it, and I don't know if I can say that, but anyway, the
You
TV
you can say whatever you want to say on this radio station.
Direct TV, they had a transition at the time that I went through.
Okay.
And they refused to play Sunday Best at that point. If y'all can recall, so it was
Oh, wow.
something was going on right around that time. So what you all were seeing, and now of course it's hard to even go back to try to find some of that.
Right. Right.
And Miss Jackie, were you really on Sunday Best? And I'm like, I really was on Sunday Best. But you got so many people that's lying.
Come on. Let's be real.
They lied and saying they went to Sunday Best and they didn't.
Wow.
You have people questioning, did you really go? So when I started putting out little bits and pieces, because I've never been a type of person to be trying to be extravagant. I've never been that.
Mhm.
I'm a country old girl that's willing to sing, love to sing, and this is what my desire is and all I really want to do. But sometimes because of how and the genre that I sing, and
Right.
I ain't gonna tell you no story. I can't sing no pop, no R&B, no nothing. I sound horrible with
You
it.
know your lane, right?
I know my line. I know I'm gospel.
Yes.
Oh, and with me, my journey with it, it's been great. It's been a lot of doors that open, but of course, because they feel like, and I'm gonna say it, they feel like I'm so spiritual. They want to keep
Mm,
clothes from me because they're doing so much in the industry.
right.
I said it. They're doing so much. They don't want people to really know, like people are going to talk. I don't, people do what they want to do. God will uncover them. I feel like that. I feel like if you're doing wrong, the wrong will be uncovered eventually.
Yes, it will.
I mean, it might take 20 years, and now you hear people saying, or the older people saying, and I'm getting old too, and now you hear the people saying that, it used to be a long time before something caught up with you, but
Mhm.
it catch up with you tomorrow if you do
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Because social media has
Yes.
made a great impact on this world. It's done two things. It's been good and it's been bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad if they deem necessary that you did something wrong, and they catch it, and then of course it's publicized, and then you get criticized as what's going on with the gospel industry,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
With
Right.
all of the stuff and hype and all of that, I don't get caught up in it because I truly believe this: we all have sinned and fallen short of the.
Absolutely.
I don't know why we set people up so high that they can't fall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can fall. They
Yeah.
can. They're not God, and
Yeah.
because we all are sinners saved by grace.
Yes.
They can fall too. I don't care how big they get.
Yes.
shakes, the Juanita Bynums and all of. I'm saying their name, but truly, I honor these people. But that's what happens. We put them up on pedestals.
Mm-hmm.
They fall, we feel down because that's something that we did.
Right.
So, industry, I have kept the same little pace, and everybody's like, "Why Miss Jackie hasn't just blowed up?"
Mm-hmm.
God's timing is what I say.
I know that's right.
In God's timing, because He knows I'm not gonna stand for a whole lot of foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
But I love to have fun,
Yes.
and what I like to do. But if you're doing wrong, I'll pull your coat and say, "Hey, come here." That
And
wasn't
that's what we need. I tell people all the time, listen, when these young people, when they are doing stuff around me, I can't laugh and kiki and like no, you have to, and you can do it in love, and it
Right.
makes a difference when you do things
and
in
that
love.
Miss Jackie, I like how you came to me. You
Exactly.
didn't show out. You didn't tell me whatever. You just pulled me to the side and put it in my ear.
Yes.
Think about what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm gonna do my own thing, I don't have a problem with that. But the bloodshed ain't on my hand. I've already
Amen.
told you what.
Amen.
That's all I can do.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
respect me for that. They respect me, and I try my best sometimes to hold my mouth with certain young. Because I was young too, although I didn't kind of get to do a lot of things. I say God had His hands on me, because I probably would have been a something else. Man, I don't
And
even
it's okay. It's the same blood. It's the same blood. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine.
long enough. I'll be 58 years old this year, and I look good, and I'm fine.
Come on, Jackie.
Come on, fine. Come on, fine. I'm not mad at you at all, but that's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of getting to the other side. But I'm grateful that that you are a living testimony to those, and I totally agree. I think that some people, I'm gonna say fib, they want the fib fame. They wanna lie their way through. You know what I mean? But eventually it will catch up with you, because you won't be able to show up as what you said you are and who you are. And so you're definitely right about that. So let's talk about Rise Queen. This is the 4th annual Rise Queen that's taking place in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And again, shout out to Marva Brown Thomas. She has some sponsors. I want to make sure that I say the sponsors' names of Jackson's Home and Maintenance Repair by Jeremy Jackson, Grayson's Donuts by Tremont Jackson, and Westside Community Center, Shannon Payton. So we want to make sure that we definitely give them a shout out just for their contributions and what they are doing to the conference. But let's talk about in the previous years, Rise has definitely grew. And when I say grow, I'm saying growing, and not only individuals, but the conversations, the speakers, the things that they share with those who are in the room. And it has been a blessing. I still receive comments and Instagram messages and Facebook messages and things from the relationships that I have built there, because I was able to pour into some of the women that were there, and they were changed. Their situations changed when they left that space. And that's what it's all about. If you can get only one person to change, leave it out different than they came in, then we have done our job, right? So let's talk about what it is that you guys are going to bring to Rise Queen this year. What is your expectation of joining this movement, amazing movement with Marva? So we'll go with you, Mr. Botts.
Well, I met Marva almost 4 years ago on that Clubhouse app, and it was an instant connection. Marva has been very supportive in what I do. Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to come last year.
Okay.
It conflicted with my event, my cookout event, so I wasn't able to come. And so when she told me this year, she's like, Bots, she told me at the top of the year, she's like, hey, we're doing June 22nd. I say, look, I'm putting it on my calendar. I'm not booking nothing. I'm gonna book my flight. I'm there. Yes. And I have the privilege and the honor of accompanying Miss Calhoun as she ministers in.
Well, come on.
So that is what I will be adding. I'm looking forward to just coming and meeting everybody and hanging out and just networking and just, supporting Marva, because Marva is a sponsor for my event.
Okay.
Not a verbal sponsor. Marva has
got it.
Marva sends money.
Yes, she does.
you know, anything I can do to support her and show love back to her, I'm gonna do it. So I will be there, just, you know, suited and booted and accompanying my buddy right here. And she's one of my favorite singers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Met her on Clubhouse.
You
Met
know,
her on,
these social media platforms, I actually met Marva on Facebook from the Morning Tea radio show. And I've been a radio host for 7 years now. And you are absolutely correct. One of the things that I love about her is, for one, her free spirit and her
yeah,
genuine heart, right?
yeah,
And she supports those who are genuine and
yeah,
whatever that journey looks like. It's not it's not just music, it's nonprofit organizations, and she really pours into. And I have to tell people all the time, you just never know the seed that you place in somebody else's garden.
right,
It's going to nourish and when it's going to flourish. And so it's always good to be mindful of those things, because those same seeds that you planted in somebody else's garden, now they are nourishing the seeds that you planted in your own garden. And I
right.
tell people all the time, I never would be in the position of where I am if I didn't nourish or plant seeds in people's garden. And so it's very important to do that. And she does that a lot. And so people support her because of doing that, and people's lives are changed because of doing that, because she has genuine people like yourselves
You over there
to be
doing?
able to join her with that.
Really?
What you say, Mr. Bot?
Wait, what is Jackie over here doing?
Oh, she over there. I hear her getting the word in.
Right.
Getting the word.
Don't slip,
I
don't
don't know.
slip.
I don't know what happened with the Holy Spirit in her camera, but
Don't
she gonna be
slip.
back in a
Don't
minute. So she is definitely going to you are ministering her in song while we wait on her to come back. So let's talk about you working with some of Houston. Where are you located?
I'm on the north side by Klein Forest.
Oh, so you are in Houston. Okay, okay.
That's
I
why
didn't know.
I was like, Marv, I could have went to the station.
You sure could have. You could have came to the station. All right, Miss Jackie, we know the Holy Spirit got you. It took the whole camera out.
With hands.
Yeah, all I heard was and I said, okay, I didn't touch something. So we are excited that you are back, and the Holy Spirit brought you back in the building. So let's talk about you ministering in music for Rise Queen. Let's talk about that. And how do you know Marva?
I'm one of the ones that was on the Clubhouse too. That's how I learned of her.
Okay.
To go into Mr. Botts, one of his rooms that he was a part of, that was the longest lasting Clubhouse room. I'm just saying that y'all always had. And so I went in there every morning that I got a chance to, because of course at that time I was working construction, so I was always keeping my ears open for the room, and I really did enjoy it. And I learned of her there.
Mm-hmm.
Then she did an interview with me, and of course I'm a go-getter, so I was have way before then. When I met her, I said, "Oh, you do a magazine? I got a new EP coming out.
Wow, okay."
And she was like, we'll do it. So I met her there. She's such a free spirit, a warm spirited person. So I did the interview with her. And at the interview, I think her mother fell in love with this old rusty voice to minister in song to the June 22nd event. And I'm excited about it, because truly it is an honor and a blessing. I don't count anything to just because I can do it, I got it. No,
absolutely.
I count it the greatest opportunity, how big or small it is.
Absolutely.
I use it as an opportunity and an honor, and I'm so grateful that I'm getting a chance to even venture out and go there and sing.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for you guys to be able to experience this event, because even though it's a small town, it's so much love there, and sometimes you have to get out of the huge city things to be able to go into a small atmosphere and just feel the love, you know what I mean? And it has been that way every year that I've attended. The people, they love you. They will build with you and support you. I received a text message from somebody yesterday from Bartisville. And I was like, you know what? No matter how far I am, they do not forget about me in these Houston streets. So I'm excited that you guys will be able to go and minister to them, because it definitely is a ministry. It definitely is a movement of people. I love her. She's my sister. I never thought, 7 years ago or 6 years ago, 5 years ago, actually, that we would even go this far. But it started out with her supporting the Morning Tea radio show. And then I poured into her, she poured into me, and our relationship just continues to flourish. And so is all of the people in that city. So you guys are going to have an amazing time. I'm so sad I can't be there. It's a bittersweet moment because I'll be doing ministry work here in Houston. But however, I'm going to miss that event this year. I am going to miss it this year. So I'm excited. So let's talk about what you're going to sing. What this EP that you have out, Miss Jackie. How can the people tap into your network? And Mr. Bots, how can they tap into you if they need your services? If you have a police department that they got to go to before they get to you. Like, let's talk about all of that.
At a police department. I am on all social media platforms, outlets. I do a TikTok that I just started in January. Y'all got to come in. Make sure y'all come in and join that TikTok. God's really moving in that TikTok, and I thank God for it, because I did not want to go back to it. I tried it before, and I did not. I got a bad response, and so I didn't want to go back. But God said, I have an assignment for you, so I'm on assignment for that. But you can get my music on all digital outlets, iTunes, Google Play, whatever. It's everywhere on all digital outlets. And so, but I have Facebook, I have Instagram. Make sure you're logging into me, keeping up with me, contacting me, whatever. You can get a hold of me any kind of way through any social media. There is a number on, I want to say, my Facebook. I don't normally put my number, but there is a number there because yeah. But anyway,
they need to go through the police, Miss Jackie. They got to get to you. They don't need access to you like that.
They say, Miss Jackie, is it any way we can get your personal number? Oh, I don't give out personal number.
I know that's right.
Lord have mercy, because Jesus, help me.
So what is it before? I know you said that you're on those platforms, but how do they find you? What is it under your name, or what's the handles on it?
You have to type in the whole name, Jacqueline Bonner Calhoun. You can get me. You can type in just Jacqueline Calhoun, and you'll get me as well.
Okay.
Calhoun, sometimes that don't come up. I have to put my whole name because, of course, of BMI and all the different stuff. You have to put your whole name in. So when you put your whole name in, then everything comes up, right? So yeah, type it on in now. You can type it on in now and
okay.
Go. Oh, okay, and purchase. No, I'm just fine.
You ain't playing. Serious. Yeah. Hell, go get the music. We telling go get. Don't back. Playing the music.
Okay.
And unfortunately, like you and Bots, I live in a small area too. So I live in a very small area. So I know definitely about that unity and that love, and that little small place that will make you feel like you're a giant.
Yes.
Important, and you're just probably nothing, but because they make you feel like you're important, because so I'm so glad to be going to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Experience, because I well do know that experience.
Absolutely. Well, that is super awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you. You're gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to get some of y'all music so I can play it and have some of the other shows, and we can put it in our rotation to be able to do that as well. All right, Mr. Bots, what you got going on? What you have coming up? How can people find you? How can they find your music? Give all the tea on yourself.
Well, we do have the Cookout event, the #1 independent creative networking event. We'll be in Detroit, Michigan next week.
Okay.
We got a comedy show. We got some classes. We got some studio sessions. So we'll be there next week. You can follow me on Instagram, which is my main platform, at DBOTTZYOUBEATIN. DBots you beaten. You can find me on TikTok. I'm finally getting into the TikTok stuff. Facebook, you got to follow me because I'm tapped out with friends, but I'm on there as my real name, my government, Davey.
Government. Yeah, I saw you on with your government.
Yeah, EATIONBOTTS. Those are my main platforms. You can follow me on there. And then if you want to keep up with me, you can go to www.meetbots.com. Everything I'm doing, where I'm going, I'm always on the go working with this entertainment thing. So you can keep up with what I'm doing. I'm always trying to network and bring these independents together
Mhm.
so they can learn, grow, and gain knowledge. And that is
Yeah,
my goal. So
for
yeah,
sure.
but follow at me. Follow me. Follow
Yeah,
me.
follow you for sure, and especially for in Houston, you're gonna have to come back so you can come in the studio and
Yeah.
talk about some
Apology.
other things as well.
Yeah, we connect.
Yes, for
So
sure.
I definitely need to pull up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys. Listen, I'm going to share a little bit of information about what we have upcoming events. Once again, we appreciate Marva Brown Thomas, who always rocks with us on the Morning Tea Radio Show. She'll pull up in Houston in a minute and do some stuff with me as well. So we are excited. Make sure that you guys follow her. Follow her Black Link Magazine. She has an awesome magazine with amazing distribution. So if you want some ads, if you want to be featured inside of that magazine, you definitely want to be affiliated with her. Marva, if you're still on the live, go ahead and put your information in the chat so that everybody can follow you. And if they want some magazine space, or if you haven't purchased your ticket, excuse me, for Rise Queen, you definitely want to do that as well, because it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. Especially we got Miss Jackie, who was part of Sunday's Best, and Mr. Bots that's going to be in the building as well. So make sure, if you are an entertainer and you have questions, if you want to get one thing that I always say, you never know whose elbow you will rub, but you gotta be in the room in order to rub the elbow. So you want to make sure that you get there, get you a ticket if you want. I know she has sponsors. She also has vendor tables available as well. So reach out to her to be able to do that. But we have upcoming events here in the city of Houston. Again, I am a part of Angels Surviving Cancer. I will be the MC for the annual prayer breakfast that's taking place on June the 22nd, the same day as Rise Queen. Here in Houston, it's going to take place at the Hilton North. We have we got Vashawn Mitchell that's going to be singing. We also have Pastor Mia Wright, our keynote speaker. We have Bishop Becca, who is our honorary chairperson. And then, of course, your girl Mika Diamond as the MC. I am also a part of Angels Surviving Cancer organization. If you don't know, my mother and my sister was diagnosed in 2023, 3 months apart, with breast cancer. They are now on the other side. Thank God for his grace, his goodness, that we are on the other side of it. They are now cancer free. But one of the things that I promise God and I pray for is to use us as a living testimony in order to help those who have not went and got their mammograms, and for those who are going through the journey. Several organizations, several resources. I'm also an advocate for insurance to be able to help my communities, underserved communities, be able to assist you with insurance. There are a lot of people walking around here sick because they don't have insurance, and I have ways that you don't even have a monthly premium to be able to assist you with getting better, getting healthy, and most importantly, making sure that you get checked with these mammograms and all of these other things. Early detection is the key. It saved my mom and my sister, and so I'm an advocate. I'm a push. So if you do want tickets, again, we are already 380 seats sold for the prayer breakfast. This is a 10th annual, and it is assisting seniors who have succumbed breast cancer within the last year in order to help them further their education in college with $1,000 scholarship. So you guys meet me there on June the 22nd. Also, this weekend, I will be leaving tomorrow for Atlanta, Georgia. I am up for 3 awards, the Vanguard Award. I'm also for a Media Guru, and then also the Impact Award in Atlanta. So I'm excited. If you guys haven't voted, you can go ahead on my page, take a vote. Most importantly, I'm just happy to be recognized. Really, I'm open and honest. If I could be transparent, I'm just grateful that God allowed me to be in a new market with new people in order for me to be showcased and somebody see you. See, when you're doing things, you're doing the right things, like Miss Jackie said, somebody will see you. And
Oh,
although I don't hardly know anybody, but I am definitely grateful to God for allowing me to be in that space and be amongst some powerful people. And whether I come home with it or not, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to even be there. So you guys have an amazing, amazing Wednesday. Again, Mr. Bots, Miss Jackie, y'all gonna have to come on back. We're gonna have to talk about Rise Queen after Rise Queen, and then also talk about this music industry, because I didn't took a liking to these real authentic conversations about music. The people need help out here. They need help. They need help. Mr. Bites, you got a whole a transition going on behind
Hey,
you.
that was an accident. That's why I did it again. I'm like, okay, you throw up the eight.
Okay, you finding out stuff. Hold up. Miss Jackie, you got something to say? Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
All I want to say is on the 28th of April,
Uh-huh.
with my children for 20 years, and we're here at the Legions, the new Legends Event Center.
Okay.
Our doors will open at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Y'all come and be blessed, whoever can or whoever's listening. It's going to be an amazing evening. We got all stuff going on, vendors, everybody is there. Y'all make sure. I did not want to leave off here without saying that.
No. This is what you do. This is what we do. And also, I'm gonna get your number from Marva so that I can get you guys information and I can share it on the live. And I can also make sure prior to the event, I can just re-talk about it and re-shout it out for you guys what you have going on. So yeah, no, most definitely. Anytime you need to share, just let me know and we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that we get some people there. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks everybody for rocking with us on this Wednesday morning on the Morning Tea Radio Show. Make sure that you follow me, Mika Diamond, on Instagram, Mika_Diamond on Instagram, Mika Diamond on Facebook. Follow my Mika Diamond Media YouTube page. Also, GMT Radio. Make sure that you follow GMT Radio. We got some awesome shows that are on our platform. We also have ways for podcasting and we have advertising. So if you have an event coming up, if you are an entertainer, if you're an author, if you have an event coming up, again, make sure that you reach out to myself. I'll be more than happy to assist you with getting the word out. Have an amazing Wednesday. Have an amazing week. God bless you both for joining us on today. I pray that God continues to bless you in your journey and catapult you to whatever the next level is for you. So you guys have an amazing day. And y'all make sure that y'all follow us and keep up with us. We'll see you same place, same time, same location right here on gmtradio.com, GMT Radio 90.3, the app, or any of our YouTube pages. Have an amazing Wednesday. We'll see y'all next time.